When the responders first walk into the narrow hallway of the Sosby home, they step into a tragedy that will haunt them forever. Inside the corner bedroom, 13-year-old Landon Nicholas Sosby is found lying on his bed, unresponsive, with no visible signs of trauma on his body.
No! You ain't never dealt with it, have you?
It's a crime scene.
I want to see him!
It's not natural. Your kid don't come home from school one day and go to bed and wake up dead.
Everyone around this child is acting differently, whether it's his grandfather, Douglas, or his grandmother, Della. What first looked like a sudden tragedy is already turning into something much darker.
She made a wrong choice. My mom's not right in the head. My mom's got mental problems.
Something inside this house had been breaking for years. Addiction, neglect, and buried family secrets quietly piled up beneath the surface. Until one devastating night, when 13-year-old Landon gained access to something dangerous inside the home, and his life was cut short.
I don't know what's wrong with us.
Every tragedy has a beginning, but this one doesn't start on June 8th, 2023. The morning 13-year-old Landon Sosby is found lifeless in his bedroom. It starts years earlier, inside a house that looks normal from the outside, but hides something dark behind its walls. On the night of June 7th, everyone in the Sosby family went to sleep under the same roof. By the next morning, only 4 people woke up, and the 13-year-old child never did. What makes it even more chilling is that during Landon's final hour, he wasn't alone. Someone was watching this tragedy happen in real time, but chose not to stop it. And this person wasn't a stranger. They were someone close to Landon, someone he trusted. Just 9 hours after the 911 call is made, the very first person investigators question is Landon's own mother, Holly Sosby.
So let's go. Let's do this real easy. Okay. Yesterday morning, how was Landon doing?
I took him to summer school, and then I went to work, and then I came home, and he wanted to go to church that night, and he usually goes on Wednesday nights, and he meets his girlfriend up there, and I picked him up, and I usually give her a ride home, and she had a ride that night, last night, and when I picked him up, we went in the house, and he went straight to his room, like he always does, and I didn't talk to him again. I went to bed, and woke up this morning and got ready for work. And I went to go wake him up, because he's usually up by himself. We don't have to wake him up. He gets ready himself. And so it just wasn't like him not to be awake. Yeah. And I flicked on the light a couple of times and said his name, and he didn't move. And I went to check on him, and he was cold. I ran to my room because I had a Narcan in there, and I tried to give him some Narcan.
Okay.
And my mom was or had already called 911.
Mm-hmm.
But he just got dinner. And that's all I know.
Okay. So, yesterday morning, when you took him to summer camp, tell me about your interaction that particular morning. Mainly, what did y'all talk about? Were y'all making plans? I mean, what happened when y'all were in the car or you were taking them to that summer camp? I did hear you right. It was summer camp, right?
Summer school.
Summer school. I'm sorry.
I don't even know what we talked about. I told him I remember when I told him I was picking him up from church, I told him that my car was giving me trouble because it had been started shaking when my car started shaking, and I didn't know if I could take her home. I think that's why he had told her, get a ride. And I don't even know what we talked about.
Okay. So summer school, where's summer school at?
At Gainesville Middle School.
Okay. Was there anyone that he was looking forward to meet or to talk to, or?
No, he usually wants to go over to his girlfriend's house after school.
Okay. Who picked him up?
I picked him up.
You picked him up? Tell me about that interaction.
Oh, well, what, from summer school?
Yeah.
Yesterday? I didn't pick him up. He usually walks home.
He walks home?
Yeah, because it's right behind our house.
Okay.
And, because I'm at work until 2, and he gets out of summer school at 12.
Okay. So when did you see him next? If you got off of work at 2?
I saw this. I asked him, I think, if he was hungry, if he wanted to get some food. He said he already ate. And then I took him to church.
Okay.
The focus of the investigation quietly begins to shift. Detectives are no longer reacting to emotions. They are watching behavior. As Holly Sosby walks them through the morning, she finds her son unresponsive. One detail immediately stands out. When Landon did not respond, her first instinct was Narcan. Not CPR, not panic, but Narcan. That single decision forces investigators to confront a chilling question. Why would a mother reach for an overdose medication unless she feared something far worse? Narcan is not a drug people use without a specific reason. And in that instant, detectives realize they may be dealing with more than a sudden medical emergency.
Did he say that he stopped by anyone's house? Did he go and visit any of his friends while you were at work?
I don't know. I know, I think he's been, because he had told me, I knew he was smoking at the vape pens, and he had told me he got them from school.
Okay. Did he tell you who?
No. But I just told him not to be doing that stuff. And he told me he wouldn't anymore, but I just don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to process all this.
So how often was he using vape pens?
I don't know, he had been isolating himself in his room for a while. He stayed in his room, played the video games, and I really don't know what else to tell you.
Okay. What kind of vape pens did he smoke?
I have no idea. I don't know.
What do you don't know?
I don't know what's been going on with them. You know, at that age, they're like, I don't know.
What have you seen?
I've never seen him smoke it, but I went through his phone one day, and I had seen him, he had texted his girlfriend and saying that he didn't want to get caught smoking. And that's how we found out that he was smoking.
Okay. And it was just smoking, was it smoking weed? Was it smoking the vapes? What?
I think it was the vape pens that, what are they called? The vape pens that have weed in them.
Okay. So it's the
carts.
So it carts. So it has the vape actually has THC oil in
Yeah.
it that he's been vaping.
Yeah.
Okay. When you were going through his phone, did he say who he was getting it from?
No, he said he got it from school.
And that was it. You were saying about him being that teenager. What has he been? Just very secluded. What has been changing in here recently before this happened?
Yeah, he has been just isolating himself. And when he gets home from school every day, he just goes to his room. He comes out to eat and then goes back into his room.
Okay.
I don't know, we don't really bother him, but...
Is there any other behavior changes that you've noticed?
Since he started dating this girl.
Okay. Well, when did that start?
At the beginning of the school year. Or maybe in like August, September, something like that.
Okay. What's her name?
Dior.
Can you spell that for me?
Dior.
Dior. What's her last name?
I don't know, I think it's Christensen or something. Kristen.
How old is she?
I think she's 12 or 13.
12 or 13? Okay. And your son is in middle school?
Yeah.
Okay. And is she in middle school too?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did he change once he started dating this girl?
Like I said, he'd just been isolating himself. He stayed on the phone. He stayed in his room mostly.
Is that when you started seeing him smoke?
I never seen him smoke, but I knew he was doing it because I went through his phone.
So was he doing it before he met her or during when he met her?
Since he met her. Because, I don't know, he had said that he didn't want to get caught smoking.
Okay.
As detectives rewind the timeline, a disturbing pattern starts to appear. Holly describes a son who had slowly withdrawn into himself, spending most of his time alone. She admits she went through his messages and learned he was using THC vape cartridges. She insists that was all. But isolation like this rarely appears overnight. And to seasoned investigators, this feels like only the very tip of something much darker. What Holly does not realize is that investigators are not only evaluating her statements. At the same time, her mother is being interviewed separately. Every detail is being compared. Every movement inside the house is being examined. And every inconsistency is being noted. From this moment forward, the focus of the investigation quietly expands beyond one person.
Kind of what happened this morning. Just in as much detail as possible. Start with when you got up this morning. What time did you get up?
Around 5:30, I think.
Is that normal for you?
Yeah, but usually I was laying in the living room last night on the couch, and I do know that I'll fall asleep sometimes there. But before I got up and went to bed, and even Doug had said it was about 2 o'clock, that Landon had got up and gotten something, was fiddling around in the kitchen. So I know by that time he was alive.
Around 2 o'clock?
Yeah, that's what Doug said.
You didn't see it?
I didn't actually see the clock, but I know it was early morning hours.
And you know it was Landon?
Yeah.
You saw him?
Yeah. Well, I think I asked who that was, and he said, he spoke. And
Landon?
then, yeah,
Okay.
and then I went into the bedroom, and I lay down.
In your bed?
But I left the door open because he had already went into his room. He'd come in and went in his room.
Okay. Does he keep his door shut?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, early this morning when Doug got up, I got up. And when I got up, I don't know if I've been up 30 minutes or so, but then here came Cohen. He came in.
From the bedroom?
No, from outside.
Sounds reasonable, I guess.
Yeah. So, and then other times, he says he works in the evenings at the trailer park, you know, with maintenance or this or that.
Okay. All right. So anyway, you got up, Cohen, and Doug got up. Did you make breakfast for Doug every morning?
No, some mornings I have, but he likes to just leave and go get a biscuit real quick or something and go on with work.
So what did you do when you got up this morning?
I got up and I made coffee, and I when it come close to time to getting Landon up, you know, I yelled, I said, Landon, you gotta get up.
What
And
time is that?
around 7-ish, I guess, because that's usually when he gets up. And I didn't pay any more attention because I knew Holly was up. I'd heard her wrestle around, and Cohen had already come in. And so I knew that everything was getting going. And he's really responsible to get up himself. I mean, he sets the alarm, you know, all that kind of stuff. And he gets up on his own, and Holly's getting ready, and he gets ready, and there's no problems. You know, I don't have to get on to him about nothing. I don't, you know.
As the interview begins, investigators focus on routine details, but the answers reveal something important. Della describes a house where everyone lives separately, often unaware of each other's movements. This level of separation may seem ordinary at first, but to investigators, it immediately raises concern. In a house like this, dangerous behavior can go unnoticed for a long time.
He's not responding. What else do you do?
I panicked and I went over there to him to wake him up, and I felt him and he was cold.
Okay, how did you wake him up?
I shook him, and that's when I felt that he was cold.
So you saw that he was cold, and what happened then?
I went and got some Narcan. My dad keeps Narcan in his room, and I have some in my room. And I tried to give it to him. And it was too late.
It was too late. Why did you think that you needed to get Narcan?
I was blue, and I know that some of that stuff is laced with, I know because I've had friends die from it. And I don't know, I didn't know what else to do.
When you talk about stuff is laced, what kind of stuff?
Like, the weed. I don't know.
What is the weed laced with?
I don't know if it was, or I just thought, because I know that Narcan has saved people's lives. It saved my life before.
Okay. So, you must be familiar with Narcan. What kind of drugs do you think that Narcan is supposed to work against and save someone's life from?
From heroin and, like, opiates.
Okay. So, you saw that his face was blue, and you rushed to go get Narcan. But the only thing that we talked about that he would be using is the THC pens.
Yeah.
Not actual weed.
Yeah.
That would be laced with something.
Well, that's what I think.
So why would you think that he would be smoking regular weed? Have you smelled marijuana?
No. I just saw it on his phone.
As in like regular weed?
No, the cards.
The cart?
Yeah.
Have you ever smoked marijuana before? Have you ever smoked the THC cards?
No. I've smoked regular weed, but not those.
Okay. So, no, you said that Narcan has saved your life before. What were you using where Narcan saved your life?
Well, I've used pills before, and I've been a drug addict, so.
What kind of drugs?
Ain't nobody judging here.
Like the opiates and stuff.
Okay.
What else do you need to know? Because that's it. That's all I know.
Well, see, here's the thing. You're talking about THC. You're talking about that stuff from marijuana that was in a cart.
Yeah.
Okay, that vape pen, the oils. But the thing is, because of your past experience, okay, with opiates, that you thought, I need to get Narcan.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's something that's not being talked about. Because if you thought that he needed to get Narcan, THC is not a opiate base.
I know that, but I mean, that's how one of my friends died from a laced weed. So that's what I thought.
But was it from the cart? Or was she actually smoking the flower?
No, it's from a cart.
That's from a cart.
Yeah, that's what everyone really smokes, I guess.
At this stage, the interrogation takes a more serious turn. Investigators focus on Holly's decision to use Narcan and the explanation behind it. Her familiarity with the medication changes how her earlier statements are understood. It suggests she may have recognized a specific overdose risk. And with that realization, detectives sense something else. The story she has told so far only scratches the surface. There is a deeper layer beneath it, one she has not acknowledged yet. As the questioning continues, that hidden truth is about to be exposed.
Another little kid that I wanted to bring up to you is named Jake.
His name's what?
Jake, and he went to the East Campus with Landon. And he was a peculiar acting kid a little bit because I think he had went through some tragedy too, because his mother had committed suicide, his dad said.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his dad drank a little bit because sometimes when he'd come over, I'd smell it when he'd, pick him up and stuff. And so I was always, worried about the kid. But he kind of had I noticed some behavioral problems and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And one day he was in his room and I noticed him acting real funny and evasive and stuff. And Dylan went outside and I told him and it just seemed real sneaky kid.
Right.
And he was in his closet. And then when I went in there, all kinds of stuff was just piled down in the closet, full of blankets and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is this mess in here? Mm-hmm. But Landon never said a word about nothing, And so one day I went in and I picked up the blankets and clothes. And I'm like, what are your clothes doing here? And I noticed a pair of his shoes and they had the soles just tore all off of them. And I thought that was odd. And
Landon did, or Jake?
I didn't actually catch him red-handed, but whenever I confronted him, I said, what are you doing in there?
Jake or Landon?
Jake.
Okay.
I said, why are you acting so funny? Because I'm a confrontation person. I'm like, what are you doing? And nothing, and looking real sheepish. And I said, you need to get out there with him. And I told Landon, I said, you don't leave people in your room. Just, when you have somebody come over with you, they don't have the run of the house. You keep them with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
And so then I confronted him, and then immediately after he went outside, I went in there and I looked everything over, and I noticed those shoes, and I thought that was really odd behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I'm like, I don't know, the situation there and how things rubbed off, on my grandkid or what, but he seemed to be kind of, I didn't really care for that relationship. I just felt sorry for him, and I wanted to be good to the kid.
Right.
But after that, I said, no more. He's not coming over here. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. I like the way your face lights up when you talk about Landon.
But anyway, that kid, I was under the impression stayed at the other school, but then again, he said he transferred to this school, but he didn't come back up the house.
Well, we definitely wanna look into stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and
But
so then he's been dating this little girl named Dior.
When Della begins talking about Landon's friends, one name stands out: Jake. She describes him as troubled, secretive, and someone she did not trust inside the house. Investigators take note of this immediately. This is the first time another potential source of risk enters the timeline.
And I believe that you know that there's something else going on because Landon is going for an autopsy.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're gonna find out what was in his system.
Okay.
Okay?
That's what I think it was.
But the thing is, we need to understand how he got those cards, but your personal knowledge about opiates and using Narcan. It's like, I need to get to my Narcan.
Yeah.
And it was from your room, or it was from what other room has Narcan?
My dad's room.
Your dad's room.
Yeah.
Okay. So you thought that I need to get that Narcan. I need to save my son's life.
That's the only thing I could think of that would bring him back. What else? He didn't just die in his sleep.
Is there something else that your son does or do that you don't want to tell us?
I don't know. I don't know if he does it. I don't think so. If I did, I would tell you.
Because we did find THC pens, or the vapes, the cards.
We did.
We did. Do you know what else we found in his room?
What?
We found a spoon with residue. But the thing is, that particular spoon was in one of those bags in the bathroom. And you kept your stuff there. Your old stuff.
I haven't used it like that. You think he was doing that?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Let me ask this. When was the last time that you used?
I don't know.
When was the last time that you used?
It's been a while.
Who else uses in your house?
Nobody.
Uh-huh.
Nobody else uses.
You know I did a search warrant. So I searched that whole entire house. Because it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense that Landon was laying there and there's nothing around his body. And we found the Narcan, the dispensed Narcan. Where did you throw it away?
I didn't. I think I just threw it on the ground. And it was in the room.
It was in the room. Well, it wasn't in the room. We didn't find it in the room.
Where was it?
We found it in the trash can. Like someone was trying to hide stuff. Who else was in that room when you were trying to use Narcan?
Just me. I hit him with the Narcan and then I might have thrown it away or threw it on the ground. I don't know.
Okay. Who called 911?
My mom.
When did she come in?
After I was screaming and crying.
What was she saying?
Nothing, that he was dead.
Okay.
What detectives discover next raises disturbing questions about what was already inside the home. This is the point where investigators realize the case is no longer only about what Landon may have encountered outside the house. It's also about his exposure that could have happened inside it.
One thing that I noticed, and I'm not being accusatory here, okay? One thing I noticed, though, in his bedroom, there was 2 containers of Narcan. You know what Narcan is?
Mm-hmm.
Why would that be in his bedroom?
Because I put it in there on the cabinet in
Mhm.
his room because things don't get, usually if they're put in his room, they stay in one place. It's not like if I put it maybe in our room or in the kitchen or something,
Why would you have Narcan in your house?
because of Holly
Okay.
and Cohen, because they have OD before. 6 years ago was the first time it ever happened to Holly, and there was an episode where there was this little girl that actually died. Her and the girl OD'd, and the boy that was with him, I think there was an investigation with that, and I'm not sure, but Doug had told me that he had went to jail because he had it, and he gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well, understand, let's talk about that for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
It is very hard to charge somebody, and don't get me wrong, I'm not judging Holly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not judging Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very hard for somebody that we know that uses drugs.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to actually criminally charge somebody for that purpose. That's kind of like if you buy a car from a car dealership and you drive off the lot and you drive 2 miles down the road and you have a car accident and you die from that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't criminally charge the car lot for that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I can remember charging one person in the past few years that knew what he was giving the person, kind of misrepresented.
I don't think that Landon would dare get into anything.
Well, and I understand that.
In my home or anywhere else. If anything,
Do you think there's any drugs in your house right now?
I believe there probably was. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask the people. They came in and did a search warrant for some reason.
Yeah.
And, I know that she's done drugs before. I know that she's OD'd before. Cohen has. You look at the records and they'll show that, they've been to our house quite a few times through the years. But like I said, I kept eye on my kids, a strict eye on my kids until that time. And it just seems like everything went to hell whenever I went to work, at night and different hours. And you know what I'm saying? And
this is not your fault.
Teenagers, that they hang around. I got the concept of how bad drugs was in this country during Corona. And they're saying that Corona was an epidemic, and then it's a pandemic, but an epidemic is the same thing, it's just nationally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're hearing on TV that drugs are an epidemic, I compare that to Corona, and it's like, my God.
It's a lot worse than Corona.
So, everybody's doing drugs, and everybody's either a dealer or they're doing it, or,
Right. Well,
so how do you keep it out of your schools, and how do you keep it out of your home? And if everybody that you look at around you, 1 out of how many is on drugs? The ratio, what is it?
I don't know what the ratio is, but it's a lot. It's a very bad problem. I am totally with you on that. I wouldn't really.
I'm not the person to judge these people because it don't take but one time for somebody to do something that destroys their life, and I know that.
As the interview continues, the focus turns inward again. Della admits that Narcan was kept inside the house because of Holly's past overdoses. She confirms that drug use was not new to the household. And then, almost on cue, the conversation drifts away from the house entirely. Suddenly, the problem is everywhere. The neighborhood, society, the country. Drugs are impossible to escape. Homes are no longer safe. And danger can come from any direction. It's a convenient explanation. When accountability feels too close, distance becomes the defense. Investigators don't challenge her. They let the explanation expand outward, even as their attention narrows. Because while Della talks about a world flooded with drugs, they are focused on one home where Narcan was stocked, addiction was known, and substances were already present.
So how long did it take to get an autopsy?
I'll let him answer that.
Yeah, it could take months, up to 5, 6 months, maybe sooner, maybe a little bit longer. Okay, but the GBI is going to be handling that autopsy, and then.
So Holly, here's the thing. We searched that house.
Okay.
We found the Narcan in the trash can in the bathroom that you use.
In the bathroom I use?
Mm-hmm. Because you use the hall bathroom, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the Narcan was located. The dispensed Narcan that you used.
Okay.
It was in that trash can.
Okay. I don't know what happened to it after I used it, as I threw it on the ground.
Did your dad ever come in to the room?
I don't know, my mom probably picked it up.
Has Lyndon ever gone into your room for anything?
We'll keep my door locked.
Okay. How's his relationship with Cohen, your boyfriend?
I mean, I don't know if they talk, but this.
Have they ever kept secrets between each other?
No.
Like Cohen trying to, buddy up and, trying to be something to him, a good friend.
No. Like I said, he's been just isolating himself in his room. Are we done?
No.
Can I go now?
Not right now.
Huh?
Because I just got a couple more questions.
Okay.
Because in your room, we found Finn.
You found fentanyl?
Mm-hmm. So how long have you been using Finn?
I don't know.
And you know that we have it. You know that we found it. Because you had time to take a shower or do whatever, and you saw that we searched.
Yeah.
So we found everything that was in your room.
Yeah.
Has Landon ever tried heroin or fentanyl? Did he ever ask about it?
No.
So how did you get the fentanyl? No. Holly, listen. I think you do know. Because it just doesn't magically appear in your room, okay? And we're trying to help and find out what actually happened with Landon.
Yeah, I don't think he got that. I don't. Because I had my door locked. I'll keep my door locked.
Holly insists her bedroom door is always locked and that Landon never entered her room. Investigators calmly push back, explaining that addiction does not follow rules and danger doesn't wait for permission. Then one word changes the air in the room: fentanyl. Holly says her son never touched it and never asked about it. But now the detectives are no longer asking if Landon was exposed. They are asking how close the threat really was. While investigators are mapping out the timelines, another part of the picture comes into focus through Doug's body cam footage from the scene.
Hey, son, that's my grandson. Goddammit, move.
Sir, calm down. Can you hang tight right here?
I don't care. It's my grandson. I want to see him.
Sir, no. You cannot go.
Why not? It's my goddamn house. It's my grandson.
Sir.
My dad.
Sir. Can y'all keep...
No. You ain't never dealt with it, have
It's a
you?
crime scene.
I want to see him.
Not right now, sir. It's a crime scene.
What'd you do if it's your kid?
I understand where you're coming from, but you're not going to come in...
No, it can't be.
Sir, I'm in the midst of a crime scene. I can't just let anybody walk back there, okay?
Why'd you call me before you called these mother?
I did. Mama called them.
My goddamn son is in there, my grandson.
Sir,
I don't care.
Sir.
What the fuck you want?
I'm the paramedic.
I don't give a goddamn. You can't help him. He's dead.
And stuff like that on the internet, on that iPad.
Can we talk, please?
What you got to tell me? You help me right
I
now.
was looking up.
The f you gonna do for me? You can't calm me down.
Sir.
Hey! You can't do a goddamn thing either for me to make me feel better.
I understand. I can't. But I need you to understand where I'm coming from.
I know you're a goddamn cop. I see that.
I'm in the midst of a crime scene. I can't just let anybody back there right now, okay?
Why?
Because it's a crime scene.
Well, I ain't gonna touch a goddamn thing but walk to the door.
No.
There ain't nothing at the goddamn door that's gonna be a difference.
No, I can't right now. Hear me out for this second.
Hear me on, see.
Can you hear me
Walk
out?
to that door. That's all I want to do.
I cannot right now.
You can walk with me. I don't give a
No. No one's.
walk
No.
me to the door.
I'm requesting.
That's all I'm asking you. Walk me to the door. You can't walk to the door with me.
No.
Why don't you go in the room?
No one's going back here right now. I'm getting my supervisor out here.
Get him. Where's he at?
He's on his way. What'd he say?
He said he's not too far.
But I need to be able to do my investigation.
Get on back out, goddamn do it. I ain't coming in.
I need to contact our investigators, get them out here, get crime scene tapes and all that out here. But
Goddamn hours.
I can't do that until with you acting like this.
Body cam footage captures Doug in emotional freefall, restless, volatile, his anger spilling unchecked. He shoves at officers and at the very reality that is closing in on him. Every moment is reactive, unstable. Inside the interview room, Della is calm, composed, choosing each word with care. Where Doug unravels in the moment, Della holds control even under pressure, under questioning, and under the weight of what's already happened. And now, investigators turn to the person at the center of both worlds. Holly lived inside this house. She was present that morning, and her account will bridge the chaos captured on camera with the calm explanations given in the interview room. What she says next will matter more than anything that has come before. But before we move forward, there is one critical piece of this case that does not appear on camera, but changes how everything else is understood. On June 8th, the same day Landon died, investigators interviewed his girlfriend, Dior. Through the transcripts, it was revealed that Dior and Landon were in constant contact that night. After church, they stayed on FaceTime and social media for hours. During that call, Dior says Landon showed her drugs he claimed he found inside his mother's room. She begged him not to take them, but he did anyway. Dior also said that around 11:30 p.m., Landon was feeling as if something was wrong and was feeling strange, claiming that the walls were moving. She also described the drugs as white and salt-like, being kept in small plastic baggies. Dior said she remained on the call as Landon went quiet. At that point, no call was made to Holly. No call was made to emergency services. The next morning, when Holly and Della found Landon unresponsive, Dior says she overheard the chaos through the call. She later told investigators that Holly contacted her, demanding Landon's phone passcode and accusing her of being responsible. What matters next is timing. In Holly's first interview on June 8th, Dior is never mentioned. Investigators already had Dior's statement by then. The following day, Holly contacted detectives and asked to come back in. She opened by saying she forgot to mention her call with Dior. By that point, investigators were no longer hearing this information for the first time. And that brings us directly into Holly's second interview.
I don't know why I didn't remember it yesterday.
Well, it had a lot going on, okay? It's okay. Whatever you got, just tell us.
Oh, I should remember before everybody got there, before the ambulance got there, I had called his girlfriend because he was the last person that he seen. And, like I said, I know he's been smoking those cart things.
Okay.
And, I was pretty sure that that's where he's been getting it from school or I know she smokes it too. But when I called her, she said that she was so sorry that she already knew and that she was on the phone with him. all night, and he had told her that he felt funny, and that he just stopped talking on the phone. And she had my number. I wish she would have called me.
I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, but I plan on it.
Oh, and she said that that he had done cocaine. I said, where did he get it? And where would he get it from? Because it's not like him to do. I mean, he's just changed so much since 7th grade. He hit puberty, and I know he told me he was really attached to this girl, and I knew that she wasn't really good for him, but I wanted him to be happy. And so part of me feels like if I wasn't a drug addict, he would have never tried any drugs. I've been a drug addict for half my life.
No, you don't have to be. You know that doesn't make you a bad person, right? We all have our demons we fight in life. Nobody's, exempt from that. Nobody in this room's judging you, okay?
I feel like everyone in my family, I don't know what's wrong with us. It's so toxic.
Do you have anywhere you can go to get out of the house for a little bit? Maybe take a break from the environment?
I do, but I don't want to leave my dad alone with my mom.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
You said it was so toxic. Are you talking about your mom and dad or somebody else?
It's my mom, really. My mom's not right in the head. My mom's got mental problems. And she's been in and out of like Laurelwood and stuff. And so is my brother. First, you saw that my youngest brother had shot himself.
Yeah.
And the middle brother had
Is that Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Dylan, yeah.
He's got mental problems.
I know.
Is that Kyle? Is it Kyle?
Yes, Kyle, he shot himself not long ago. And
I was there for that last year. Yeah, it was last year, right?
yeah. It's just like there's so much pressure in my house. Like, nobody's happy. Everyone's miserable. I want to stay in my room and just leave my life away.
What matters here is not what Holly says, but how she positions herself. She describes the night as something that happened around her and not something she controlled, focusing on reaction over responsibility. Investigators do not interrupt. They watch where her story begins and where it stops, letting her dig her own grave. At this point, the interview reaches its limit. The timeline no longer moves forward, and the focus shifts from Landon's final hours to Holly herself. When answers stop clarifying events and start circling emotion, investigators know it's time to change approach. From here on, the questions become practical, shifting onto phones, property, and access. From this moment forward, the interview is no longer about explanation. It's about evidence. 9 months since Landon's death, life for Holly took a rather upbeat road, even buying herself a new car. She may have moved on, but the investigation did not. And after continuous persistence, on March 29, 2024, the detectives were ready. Holly was called back to the sheriff's office for one final interview. This time, there were no open-ended questions, no speculation, no room for denial. This interview was no longer about what might have happened. It was about unveiling the truth told by the evidence.
An opportunity to look at his death certificate. I mean, you saw what it was.
Read it. He told me that really graph not to read it by myself. So I just didn't know.
Okay, so you didn't even know what that was?
Oh, yeah, I do.
What was it?
Fentanyl.
And what else?
That.
Also. Yeah.
What is that?
Tranquilizer. Someone is on the stuff, your skin actually hurts like a zombie.
Yeah.
Like pit marks, and it just starts eating, especially the ones who using with drugs. They say that if you don't get into exactly at the port, it will eat away the really bad drug that's mixed with fentanyl. It's been laced in blood.
You thought about how old of that? How do you think of it? Holly, honest answer. Based action, I don't know honest answer. I think you do know. Am I right? Got it, Holly.
I don't know what is it.
Got it. You know, how do you think I know?
You found it in my room.
Right. But we took a look at the phone data, and text messages, Holly, and granted his girlfriend door, and my mom, she thought it was cocaine.
Because you mentioned a white substance, a dark substance.
What you said?
You hate myself.
How long you been dealing with your own addictions?
A long time.
Like how long?
Since I was 24 or 25.
25. I do a lot of interviews in here with people about a lot of stuff. This is probably the unfavorite interview I've ever done in my life. Because I know you're hurt. I know you're hurt. I imagine, put it all along, didn't you? Yeah. You mentioned he landed smoking THC vape pens and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that he did her for? Yeah, the only thing was in his system, fentanyl and.
I hate myself.
With the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Toxicology report now complete, it confirmed fentanyl in Landon's system, along with xylazine, a powerful veterinary tranquilizer commonly found mixed into illicit fentanyl. These are not abstract substances or rare contaminants. They are a deadly combination responsible for thousands of deaths nationwide. Here, the victim is a 13-year-old boy. With the toxicology confirmed, investigators stop dealing in possibilities and ask a direct question. How could have Landon gotten access to those drugs? Holly says he found them inside her room. At that moment, drug exposure stops being a theory. It was placed inside the home, in a space she controlled. Landon didn't just overdose. He was poisoned by his own mother's negligence. In the end, this isn't about what went wrong. It's about the choice and the lack of gross responsibility towards one's own child.
Do you want to know if he texted Dior after he said he found the cocaine that he thought, or do you think you can handle that?
What did you...
Let's see here. When he did it, looks like it was 11:30. Texted his girlfriend and said, "I just tried coke." And she said, he answered back, "I'm true."
Okay.
I probably need to hear. I'll wait till you're ready, okay? This is not fun itself for investigating all. I'm really sorry, Holly. And then Dior, how do you feel? And said, "Bro, I see." Then he said, "It's getting."
Oh my God.
My ears are ringing.
Oh
And he said it type, and that was the last message.
Oh my God.
That was at 11:40. That was all at 5 minutes.
When Holly found Landon unresponsive, investigators expected one immediate response, a call for help. But when detectives reviewed Holly's phone, they didn't find any evidence of effort. Instead, they found a search for the Good Samaritan Law, a law meant to protect people who call for emergency help during an overdose. This detail changes everything. It shows awareness of the situation, not panic. It shows concern about legal consequences, not urgency to save a life. By this point, Holly understands how Landon died, and her focus had already shifted. With all the evidence pointing to the same grim conclusion, all that is left is for Holly to finally face the music and atone for her actions. On March 29, 2024, Holly Deanna Sosebee was charged with second-degree murder and cruelty to children. When faced with all the proof, she didn't fight back. Giving in to her fate, she pleaded guilty. The judge sentenced her to 35 years in prison, but under Georgia law, her sentences ran together, which means she could be released as early as January 2033.